Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Monday, June 2nd, the beginning of June, and we'll see how the market looks. But first, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How is everybody this morning to start off June? And let's see what that heat map looks like. It is a little bit red this morning. I'm not going to lie. There you go. That's what it looks like at the moment. And our SPY is down 249, coming back down to that 50. So we'll see if there is that pullback today. And we'll see what happens if Trump announces anything to make this market pop back up, or if they're going to let it dip down. And we've been saying there is a dip. It is definitely imminent, but we'll see if it's going to pop up back up to the all-time highs in this channel first before it does take that big dip. So we'll go through them in a few moments. But first, let's look at our Jolie jumpers right here, and APDN. We know it's splitting, so keep your eye on this guy right here. It's going to be a good one. It is setting up right there off that split. BMGL, this thing was jumping up some more this morning. We talked about it last night, said it would probably run up some more, and there you go, 516 to 1132 this morning. So that bad boy was jumping. And BNAI, that brand engagement, I know we just looked at this the other day. Somebody had it on the list right here. And there you go. It was jumping up as well. 23 to 59 on Friday. And then this morning, 42 to 56. And it's at 45 right there for BNAI and CLBR. This thing's been a monster we've been going over. And this is still running up right there. Good old CLBR. And that's that one that Trump Jr. is a part of. So be sure to keep an eye on that. And the other one, that GRYP as well. And FOXO right here. What's FOXO doing? Looks like it's trying to move right there. Let's see. It is trying to run up a little bit. We'll have to keep an eye on FOXO. That could be setting up right there to get moving. And IMCC is that IM Cannabis Corp one. And that one had run up last week. And it looks like it tried to run up some more today right there. That was Friday's after hours, it looks like. And then today, 10, and then it came back down. So that ran up Friday after hours and pulling back now. And INM right here, that is jumping up, and that is going wild at the moment. INM, look at that one, 338 to 537. It's at 476 right now. So that's a big popper this morning. And NVVE, let's see. That one is curled up, not looking bad right there for NVVE. And yeah, I would say keep an eye on it. It does look like it's trying to set up. Has a crazy look right there for NVVE and PSTV right here, plus therapeutics. And that is curling up and not looking bad. I don't know if it'll get through that 20 right there, but it was running up Friday and a little more today. So there you go with PSTV and ROLR right here, High Roller Technologies. And I know we were looking at this thing as well off of that SBET, and this one was cruising along. And this morning, that's Friday's date actually, 281 to 533. It closed at 405, and it does not appear to be cruising. Maybe it even pulled back, this one says on the FinViz. So maybe it pulled back a little bit, but it was running up there. And there you go with your Jolie's jumpers right there. And thank you very much, Asian Jolie. Greatly appreciate them. And let's look at our laptop lowdowns, because there's always some great ones on this list. And here is Swim, SWIM. And let's see what that's up to right here. And just making sure that there was nothing else. Here we go. Swim touching down on that trend line right there. And let's see what it looks like over here. It could be getting set up. Our 20's down here, so we'll definitely have to keep an eye on it. It might be still setup time. There's your APDN. We're looking at it for our reverse split today. BON, that one's actually up this morning. I just saw that on my watch list. And BON right there. And that one's not looking, it's starting to get into a good spot. So we might have to keep an eye on BON right here and see if that one gets set up right now. And CHEB, Cheb, it's that Chenga Acquisition Shell Company or something like this. I remember this one ran up like crazy. And it looks like it's trying to bounce back off of that bottom basement right there. Keep an eye on this thing. This one could have a nice little bounce. I don't even know what it's doing at the moment. It looks like it's trying to run up there. It's hard to even tell if it wants to keep moving, but that it is cruising at the moment right there. CHEB, CPHI. Let's see. That one's a good dipper right there, that China Pharma Holdings. And some of the China ones have been dipping down. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we hear something that trade talks are resuming or something so that the market can pop back up and then you'll see them pop up. CVM right here, that is dipping as well. And that one was run up, it looks like. No, that one had a big dip. What the heck is this thing showing me? I don't even know what that's talking about. Oh, that was a dipping right there, and then it reverse split. That's what happened on this one, and it's down there. That one's a good basement one right there. CVM, DGLY. We were looking at this last night. It is up double split right there. We were talking about that, and we'll see. It's still in the basement right now, so we'll see if it can get out. But there you go with DGLY. It is trying to crawl up a little bit right there off the reverse split. So might have to keep an eye on that. Maybe it'll have a quick little run right there. And ELPW. Oh, what did I type in? There we go. Elong Power, and this one has been dipping down. Keeping an eye for that to dip down some more. In GWH. ESS Tech right here, and that one's dipping down. It looks like this morning. GWH. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that one was trying to set up and run. We have to take a look at that. That could get set up right there. It is in a pretty decent spot and just a little healthy pullback. So we'll have to look at that one. MDCX right now. Let's see. That one is pulling back to the basement line right there, and we'll see if that can get bouncing. Let me see what it's doing over here, MDCX, because that could be a good one to set up and bounce. REVB, Revelations Bioscience, and let's see what they're doing. We haven't looked at them in a little while. REVB, and it was in the basement. Big dip down there, so we want to keep an eye on for that. And there you go with our laptop lowdowns. And thank you very much, Laptop Travel. And last night he gave away one of his year subscriptions to his newsletter, and it's really good. And let's see what's going on with the market right here and what you guys want to look at. So let me go ahead, scroll through and see what's going on. Good morning, Luis Rodriguez and Janica. How are we this morning? And everybody else hopping on. Let's see what's going on here, what you guys want to see, and then we'll go right through that. BMLG. That one is cruising, isn't it, this morning? It looks like it's going to run up some more. We were looking at it last night right there, Janica, and that one is cruising up, looking good. So that 4 o'clock crew definitely caught that one, I'm sure. And I know we were talking about that, and these Singapore ones are running at the moment. And CENX right here, that looks like it's moving up, that aluminum company. And I guess Trump was tariffing steel and maybe aluminum. I'm not even sure, but yeah, that one's not looking too bad at the moment. So there you go. It's setting up right there. And CLN, let's see. That should be SLN, right? Yeah, you did say that. SLN, there's that Silence Therapeutics right here. SLN. And it is trying to move up just a little bit of pullback. Is that even today? That is not today. So it's not even doing anything yet. It's not doing anything here. So we'll have to definitely keep an eye on that. And UNH right here has been setting up looking pretty good. So we might want to keep our eye on that to run back up again, and not YGB, but UNH. There we go. And it could easily run back up to that 20 right there, the way it looks. So there you go with them guys. And let's see what our SPY and big caps are doing. And I hope everybody's having a great morning here. And it is a little bit red right there to start off. So we are looking to see if it does want to dip here or if it's just setting up with some pullback to run up. And I mean, they're coming back to that 20 right there, and it's not looking terrible, I must say, at the moment, even though it's down. And when I say that, it usually tries to crawl back up and go. So we'll see. It doesn't look bad right now, and it could easily see some crazy news or something go on and it get popping. But let's look at our Mag 7 and see what's going on with Apple. And that is down a little bit this morning, just pulling back at 199. And we'll see what it looks like over here. And again, it does not look bad, guys. I'm telling you, Apple, I thought, was trying to get set up. And we'll see. We might be seeing a little pullback, and then they drop some news with like China or something, and it get crazy. Amazon, same situation, a little bit of pullback. Doesn't look bad, though, on that little bit of pullback. So I bet they all look the exact same right here. And yeah, because they were all basically set up the same. before. And here we go. Google, a little bit of pullback, still doesn't look bad right there. So they could easily get turned around or even have a little pullback of a day and then get set up to run. So Meta pull back a little bit, could easily pull itself up. We also have seen these cross right up real quick. So they do get wild. Microsoft, I could expect to pull back, and this one doesn't even want to. It just keeps wanting to run up higher. A little pullback there, but it's still over that trend line and way up there. So Microsoft way up in the top right there. And the video right here, this one is trying to roll off as well. A little bit of pullback, but does not look bad. So that's what they look like. And here is our Tesla. It's down a little bit, coming back to that 20, and it is crossing through a little bit, but another one could easily get rolling up. And you can see a little bit of pullback there, but it could get cruising with no problem. And that is Tesla. And that is our Mag 7 and SPY, looking a little wild. And AMC right here, that is down a penny. That one was getting set up still to continue up. So I do think maybe today could be a little pullback day, and we'll see what's going on. GameStop looks like it wants to try to run up some more. And how about Chewy right there as well? So they're not looking too bad. I know that. And there is our Chewy, not looking bad, but it is in the top. So like I said, you're going to see a dip. Unity was running up Friday really good right there. Unity was looking good. And Netflix, where you at? It's still over 1,200 with a little bit of pullback. And again, I do think they're going to try to get up into the top there and run up to these all-time highs and then have to pull back. So that's what they look like at the moment. Let's look at the semiconductors. AVGO way in the top, but still up there. So could stay in there. And MU right here, that had some pullback, hitting the 20, looking like everything else. And TSM down $1.26 in the same situation, pulling back, hitting the 20. And I could definitely see these things getting curled back up with no problem. You could see them pulling back as well. Obviously, they had that pullback look, but they don't look too bad right here. And I do think that they want to try to take them up to them top areas and then have them come back down. They buy more time, and it looks way better that you ran them up to the all-time highs. Anyway, AMD right here, that is not looking bad either on that pullback. And QCOM was setting up. It is pulling back there, but it looks like it's setting up to be super bullish. Not sure what exactly is going on there. And Intel right here has a little bit of setup time, just a little bit of pullback, nothing too crazy. PayPal, just a little bit of pullback in that channel, but could come down a little bit more. Snow's been crazy up there, and it's still up there in the top and just hanging out. So that one's been wild. Dell's been running up pretty well, pulling out of the top a little bit, but it could easily crawl back up. Palantir went nutty on Friday, and it looks like it doesn't even want to cross through at the moment, but it's still trying to move up a little bit right there. And there you go, 129 to 130. It's at 130 right now. It got up to like what, 131 the other day. And yeah, so Palantir, that one's trying to run up a little bit more. I still don't think it will cross through, but it could possibly. You can see it looks like it's a little flat there, so I'll keep an eye on that today. And Sophie was trying to set up the other day, and that one could pull back a little bit right there to get set up. Mara and Riot, these were pulling back, and you can see they look identical right there, them two charts. That's pretty wild. Mara and Riot look. And let's look at Clean Spark. Very, very similar as well. So there you go. They look very similar. And MicroStrategy right here, very similar. And that one could be curling up, but I don't know if it's going to get through. So I think strategy is just hanging out at the moment. And Coinbase right here, just pulling back a little bit. And Robinhood, a little bit of pullback. That was in the top right there. We'll see if it wants to get back up there into the top again. And how about DJT right there? That's just kind of hanging out. And there is PHUN. Good old fun is just sitting there as well. And there you go for them bad boys. And let's look and see what crypto is doing. I know Bitcoin, Ethereum's at 2482, Bitcoin's at 104 now, and Solana's at 154, Ripple's at 214, and Cardano's at 66 right there. So they are pulling back, and here you go. 104 right there. So you are seeing a little bit of pullback on the crypto Let's see what it looks like. And I mean, it doesn't look too bad there, but I can see the 20 curling it down a little bit and pulling it back down. And again, these ran up. It was at $111,000, guys. It was at its all-time high there for a little while, and we knew there's some pullback coming in. Ethereum was setting up, but it does look like it could pull back. It doesn't look like as much pullback as it was before, but you could see it come back down into that 200 day and then have to get set back up with your 20. Same situation with Solana, but that looks like it's pretty close. I mean, not real far away. And Ripple as well, but they could have some pullback. I don't know if they're going to pull back real hard, but you could see a little bit. And Doge is hanging out at that 200 right there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, see what it's doing. And Cardano is just kind of hanging out down there as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on these, see what's going on. ETF was at a 3 million market cap right there this morning, I believe. Let me see what it was at. It's right there. Yep, 3 million. Had that big dip yesterday, and I'm telling you, that thing does look set up like it wants to bounce from here. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. It looked like it the other day, and it still looks like it. So there you go. That's our red market at the moment, and energy is up. So them ones look like they're moving. There's that CLBR. We'll see what else is cruising along besides that LYRA right there is flying high. So keep an eye on that and INM. And there's VERA moving in that BMGL we were looking at. And here's a couple other ones that are popping up right here, MINM. And TIL, that one could keep that momentum. Keep an eye on that. And we were looking at Cleveland Cliffs, that steel company yesterday. And look at DigiAsia. Remember, we were early on this one. It's up at like $2 this morning. That one was cruising along. And what else is moving? There's NIVF. That doesn't look too bad, guys, at the moment. Let's keep an eye on this one again. That looks like it could have been bottomed out and curling up. We'll have to look at that one. What was that IVF up to? That's just kind of hanging out down there, too. What about Green Lane right there? That's just chilling. And Logic Mark didn't take a big dip the other day, and I didn't see it right there, but what it say it on here, I guess? Logic Mark. I know we saw like a big old dip, I thought. Yeah, there you go. It did take a big old dip right there, and it's at like 0.0063. So I guess I'm not sure when it did it, but in the after hours, obviously, and that does not show it on there. So Logic Mark did take a big dip, and there's HKD has been setting up right there. So keep an eye on that one. And didn't you write Google over here? And that is down a little bit right there. So and Bitcoin at 104 and long on SMCI. And so there you go. Luis Rodriguez likes SMCI. And yeah, it's just pulling back right here to set up. So I agree. It will be a good one. And let's see what else is going on over here. If anybody else wants to see anything, let me take a look. Logic Mark is going to OTC. STX Confidential said. So there you go. When's that happening? STX Confidential. I didn't see it down there, but I'm sure that the price will reflect it as soon as it opens this morning, and you can see it all the way down there. So it is going to go to OTC apparently. So there you go with that one, and we'll have to see about that. But I don't know when it's going to go to OTC. We'll have to check it out. And Lockheed Martin wasn't looking bad. That one's still trying to set up. And this NOC is not looking bad as well, trying to set up. And let's see what else was looking good. This Devs right here has been trying to set up. I'm keeping an eye on that. And that GRYP right here, that Gryphon Digital Marketing. This one's getting ready to rock and roll again, too. So we'll be watching that one right there. And that's what it looks like at the moment. We'll take a look and see what's going on our scanners. BNAI cruising up there. PSTV. That one looks like it was running. We were looking at BMGL and HCTI we've been looking at, and DigiAsia we've known about. And how about NCNA? That one's just been running down there, not too bad. INM, that one was jumping up, of course, and this one, LYRA, that one was booming this morning. We were not looking at that, but that HKPD, not looking bad right there, and IXHL, that one had that big run up, just kind of dipping around right now. And let's see what else is going on over here. UNG trying to get set up right there. Nothing real crazy. Palantir down there. Let's go over here, see what's happening. with some volume, if anything. That MINM was going nutty right there. And let's see what else. RVYL. I know we looked at all these guys pretty much. There's the cap division. We had looked at that before. Now, ATXG, I think Scott was talking about last night. That bad boy looked pretty good this morning. And I think it was running up. Let me see. ATXG. It did look pretty good. It was running up yesterday and running up some more today, 83 to 117. So there you go, guys. I'm sure the morning crew caught that one as well. And that's what the market looks like. It's pretty red this morning. So that's what we're seeing. And the taco trade is losing its savor on Wall Street. After the taco trade, here comes the Trump collar. And I'm not even sure what the taco trade was. What the heck was that? Dollar slides on trade and tax fears. Stock future slide as global trade tensions rise to start the new month, and stocks fall as trade risks flare up, saps confidence. I mean, how much do we see this stuff all nonstop? It's like one day we're afraid of the trade war and tariffs, and then the very next day it gets absolutely bonkers and goes crazy. So, and it's going to OTC today, it says. So thank you, STX Confidential, and that is LGMK. So thank you for that heads up right there. Appreciate that. So we won't be looking at that one anymore as it goes to OTC. And what else is going on? I think we got everything. We did our Joey's jumpers and our laptop lowdowns. We went through our SPY big caps and Mag 7 and crypto and everything else. And it's all just kind of pulling back at the moment. And again, I'm just keeping an eye on the SPY at this moment just to see if it can get bouncing off this 20. We might have a little pullback today. I'm not so sure it's completely done and not ready to jump up to this 610 and get cruising once more. But we will be keeping an eye on it, and I'll be watching it pretty closely because you can't exactly tell. We knew that going into this morning. And, of course, they don't let you tell anything right now. So I think we might see a dip coming up. So we will be keeping our eye. And I said, there is going to be a dip. We just gotta try to time it out the right way. And sometimes when they get up here, sometimes it's smarter not to play around and try to catch that last wave unless it's definitely going up. And that's basically what I'm waiting for. Because if not, that dip happens pretty quick and you get caught up here at the tops, and then it's definitely lights out. So you don't want to do that at this moment. So we'll be keeping an eye and watching it closely to make sure we know exactly what the market wants to do, as always. So let's see what else is going on right here. Oh yeah, gold, that was looking pretty good. And that's at Barrick Mining. That was pushing up right there. And GDX, the gold miners, and that is setting up. So last time these got running really good, the market was pulling back pretty good. Just remember that. And there's that Cleveland Cliffs right there. That steel company was running up really nice this morning. And let's look at this real quick. And your VIX is pretty green, guys. And like I said, it was looking pretty decent the other day. And it is getting set up to get moving. So I could see that there could be a dip happening. Just to look at that. And what is the SPXS? That's what it is, SPXS. And that one is just kind of hanging out. So it's hard to tell if it's exactly ready just yet, but it's definitely coming. You can see that for sure. And that is what the market looks like. And I got to see what this is all about because I have no idea. An acronym, Trump always chickens out. Oh, for taco. Oh, wow. That's pretty wild. I had no idea what they were even talking about. But there you go. That's what they're talking about, the taco. Trump always chickens out. Okay. I had no idea, but there you go. And so that's what the market looks like. Any other things? I don't see anything else. Logic Mark going to OTC today. So just remember that. And I think that is a pretty good pre-market review right there. Not a whole lot popping up here. What's that clue up to? That's way down too. That looks like it took a nice dip. So there you go. I think clue is that took a pretty big dip down there. So some of them China ones did dip down. So we'll be keeping an eye on the market to see what it wants to do here, and I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, it's a little red this morning. We got to see what's happening. If it does want to curl up and really get running, or if it wants to pull back, it's fine. We'll play like the SPXS and them kind of things, and the other ETFs when it's pulling back. So we will be watching it to play it the right way and see what's going on. And there you are, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence and be sure to trade smart and lock in your profits today. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll keep you guys posted. I'll just be watching the SPY pretty closely to see what exactly it wants to do. It's not letting us know just yet. And I'll be looking to see what wants to get popping next. Find the next 100%ers there and see what we can see. What sector two wants to jump up. Some of them Singapore ones I'm going to go through because they are cruising along this morning, that's for sure. And they were setting up. So we'll jump into them if they want to run, and I'll keep you guys posted about that. So there you go, guys. Good pre-market review. Thanks again for tuning in, and I will keep you guys posted. So goodbye, good luck, see you later, and have a great day, everybody.